Close your eyes and imagine this. Two little children vanish from their quiet home in rural Nova Scotia. 4 days, hundreds search, through forests, fields, and back roads, desperate for a clue. Then, finally, something surfaces. A small, muddy footprint. A sticker, matching Lilly's pink sweater. Both discovered near a lonely riverbank, miles away from where the children lived. You'd think this would be the breakthrough, the clue that leads searchers straight to Lilly and Jack Sullivan. But instead, it only deepens the mystery. How did those traces get there? Why is nothing else found? And most haunting of all, where are Lilly and Jack? These are the questions that have shaken Nova Scotia, and that bring us here today. But before we dive in, let me say this, because it matters. Every time we ignore a story like this, it fades. Every time we choose silence, we let children like Lilly and Jack slip further from the world's memory. So if you're watching right now, don't just watch. Hit subscribe to Hidden Truth, because every share, every like, every comment forces this story into the light. Tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I want to see this story spread across every corner of the world. And listen, you already helped me reach 44 subscribers. That's because you cared. Now, I'm asking you to push with that same energy to help this channel reach 100 subscribers. Join this community that fights and stands for justice, because together, we are the voice for the voiceless, and the light for those lost in the dark. Now, let's piece together what really happened. Lilly and Jack Sullivan lived in Lansdowne Station, Pictou County, Nova Scotia. Their home sat off Gairloch Road, a quiet, wooded area where neighbors are few and dense trees surround nearly everything. Lilly was only 6. Bright eyes, light brown hair with bangs, a little girl who loved pink. On the morning she disappeared, she may have been wearing a pink sweater, pink pants, and pink
was sent
boots.
For forensic analysis.
Her younger brother Jack, just 4 years old, was known for his cheeky smile and love of dinosaurs.
And say a
he often wore his favorite blue dinosaur boots.
Investigative work
it was May 2nd, 2025.
Lilly and Jack.
The Sullivan family began their day like any other. But sometime that morning, between 9 and 10 a.m., Lilly and Jack were suddenly gone. The official report states that the children likely wandered away from the home. But here's where things start to fracture. Some accounts mention a sliding back door left unlocked. Others point to a front door possibly being used. Statements from adults in the home weren't entirely consistent. By 10 a.m., panic had set in. The children were nowhere to be found. The family called police, and within hours, the search for Lilly and Jack began. What followed was one of the largest multi-agency search operations Nova Scotia has seen. Over 160 volunteers and first responders joined the hunt. Ground teams combed through dense woods and steep banks. Drones and helicopters scanned the skies. Police dogs traced scents through brush and creeks. Even underwater recovery teams searched rivers and ponds. The terrain was brutal, thick brush, steep drops, endless forest. Locals said a child could vanish within seconds in those woods. And yet, despite days of relentless searching, no clothing, no footprints, no sign of Lilly or Jack was ever recovered, except for those eerie traces by the river. Behind the scenes, the RCMP began digging deeper. More than 35 formal interviews were conducted. Over 180 tips poured in from the public. Some individuals close to the case were given polygraph tests. Warrants were issued to seize and examine electronic devices and personal items. But here's where the case turns even more confusing. By mid-July 2025, investigators said they no longer considered the case criminal in nature. So what does that mean? Did Lilly and Jack truly just wander away into the woods, never to be seen again? Or is there something darker lurking beneath the surface? Something authorities aren't ready to confirm? The silence surrounding the case has enraged locals and captured national headlines. The Nova Scotia government has put up a reward of up to 150,000 Canadian dollars for any information that could lead to answers. And yet, 5 months later, the trail is ice cold. No one has been charged. No bodies have been found. No evidence has surfaced that explains how two children could simply vanish from their home. Did they really wander into the woods, undetected, despite massive search teams? Could foul play have been involved, but hidden carefully? Were inconsistencies in adult statements just confusion, or clues? And what about the traces by the river? Were they genuine signs, or red herrings planted to mislead? Until answers come, these remain only questions. Before we close, let me remind you, this story can't be allowed to fade. If you're watching right now, tell me in the comments where you're tuning in from. Let's show the Sullivan family that people across the world are standing with them. And you already helped me reach 44 subscribers, thank you. Now, I'm asking you to bring that same energy to help me reach 100 subscribers. Every single click matters. Join the Hidden Truth community, a community that refuses to stay silent, that fights for justice, and that shines light on the cases others want to forget. Two small children. A rural home. A missing blanket. A yard where silence replaced laughter. Lilly and Jack Sullivan should be alive, playing, and starting school years. Instead, their names are whispered in worry, their faces printed on reward posters, and their story left without an ending. The question is, will we let them be forgotten? If you know anything, call the RCMP. And if you care, even a little, make sure their story doesn't fade. Like this video. Share it. Subscribe to Hidden Truth. Because silence helps no one. And silence is exactly what Lilly and Jack don't deserve.